Welcome to Tales from the Caveside, where Lillian and Chris, we bought a cave house and finca on the outskirts of a small Spanish town. Follow us as we learn to renovate and create a home that we will be proud of.
Hi guys, welcome to another video.
Hello. So, one-armed bandit.
I'm doing really well. Thank you for all the comments. Again, everybody's so generous with their time and commenting. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, very supportive.
Yep. The other day they took the huge bandage off. I was bandaged from here to the end of my fingers. They took the big bandage off. Now Chris did record it. We'll show you some of it at the end of the video, but there will be a big warning disclaimer beforehand so that you can fast forward if you don't like that sort of thing. I now just have like great big sticky plasters. I have a few stitches in my wrist and I have best part of 30 staples in my elbow.
Yeah, well, you do like stationery.
Yes, I do.
Just waiting for the hole punch marks.
It is a family joke that I'm not allowed in a stationery shop because I always buy some. I love stationery. I don't know why.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the little one-armed bandit here is not even on light duties now. She's been in trouble when we went to the doctor's yesterday for a dressing change. And she was told off, why is your arm not in a sling? Why haven't you got a wrist brace on? Luckily, the wrist brace issue was because the pharmacy didn't have one in and that was waiting to be delivered. Unfortunately, the one that was sent was incorrect, so you've now bought one from the bloke who chucks them weird-shaped rockets up in the sky. His business. But it came the next day, so that's brilliant.
Exactly.
You're now wearing your sling again.
I am. So as Chris said, I had dressings changed yesterday and they've been really good. I've got to have dressings changed every 2 or 3 days. I've actually got to go Easter Sunday to the local cottage hospital to have the dressings changed because they don't want to leave it 5 days, wait till next Tuesday, because they don't want any surprises. They don't want it to start going septic and have any surprises.
Yes.
I've got to go on Easter Sunday to have my dressings changed, so I'm being really well looked after.
We were talking about a plate, a shared plate in the previous video.
Between us and our neighbours, we take some food for them to try and they bring food for us to try.
Yeah, they've just upped the game.
Oh, absolutely. Wait till you see what they brought. They have completely changed, blown us out of the water.
Yeah.
We've got a job on our hands.
Yes, we have. Right, what I want to get trimmed up is a lot of this stuff. The dogs keep eating it, and I don't know if it's poisonous or not, but every time they steal a bit, they end up being unwell. So, an update on the fig tree as well. We're starting to get some figs coming, which is great. Right, I'll get on with this. And then from the other side, what I'll do is I'll use a weed killer to kill the other stuff. I don't want to spray it from this side, obviously, because I don't want the dogs to get it. So, right. Lillian's busy inside, so she can look after the dogs. And I'll get this done. Well, it's been a couple of days now since spraying that stuff, and it's definitely working. I want to get this lot done first and get it cut back. I think it's going to need another spray in a couple of places, but it's definitely killing this stuff off. And I'm waiting for it to kill more off down there because it's a bit dangerous going down and all that lot, you can't see. And then I'm going to have to get the strimmer to this and get it all cut back. So we've got something going on down there. Must be an animal deciding to nest in there because the dogs are really interested in going through. And they keep digging up here. I've had to bury these. And they've wrecked this fence, so that needs to be repaired. Yeah, I think we're going to have to address this at some point in time and get a load of blocks and bury them and concrete them in. Because whatever's going on down there, the dogs have got to be at it. And they don't care. That's it. They're like tunnel vision, and they're after it.
Look posh. I've got an apron and everything.
Yes.
Today I'm going to be making citrus curd, lemon curd, lime curd. You could do orange curd. I'm doing a mixture of lemon and lime. My quantities here on the table are a bit strange because I'm doing 1.5 times my recipe. So I'll show you the methodology. Don't worry about the quantities, and we'll put the quantities in the description below for a single batch of, rather than me doing the 1.5. And I'll just tell you now quickly what it is, but it will be written below in the details. You want the zest and juice from 4 lemons, or the equivalent of whatever other fruit you're using. For that you want 4 whole eggs, 200 grams of sugar and 100 grams of butter. There you go. It's really difficult. Not. So Chris complains it's that undifficult, why don't I do it more often?
Because we don't normally get lemons that often.
No, agreed.
Until they're in season, and then we can.
Yes.
And they're in season now, I think.
Yeah. So these are unwaxed lemons. If you're doing it in the UK, other places where you get waxed lemons, go to your shop, check, just run your nail over it. If you've got a real lemony flavour straight away, it's not waxed. If they are waxed, I know in England you used to be, if you bought them in a net, they weren't waxed, but if you bought single ones, they were. You'll have to take it home and you'll have to wash it and get that waxiness off. You really want unwaxed fruit. You can excuse me, lemons, limes. You could use orange if you wanted. Any citrus.
Yes.
Right, I am just going to zest these first. These have been washed to make sure they've got no muck on them, and then using the really fine grater, just taking the colour off. I'm not going to go all the way down and get the white, because then you get the pith coming off there. Can you see? Into my pot. I will be a while, so I'll come back when I've done all of these. Okay, so in here is all my juice and zest. I'm now going to add into that my sugar. My original recipe called for caster sugar, but I've never been able to get that here, and I've always just done it with this. It's an awful lot of sugar.
Bang on.
Just, and then in my case, I'm adding 6 eggs. You potentially won't be doing that, as I said, quantities in the description below. Right, going to whisk this all up. Break the egg yolks, put it on the heat, and then really I'm making a custard, so I'm going to have to keep stirring it carefully. If you get the coating on the bottom of the pan, you actually want to keep moving that off, don't you? Same as when you make a custard, or say scrambled eggs, something like that, to stop it boiling. But I don't want this to scramble. Just going to go on relatively low heat. I will be there a long time. Every single time I've made this since we've been here in Spain, I've chosen one of the hottest days of the year, and I'm stood over a pan as it's thickening with sweat pouring off me.
And you're not doing that today?
I'm not, because it's quite cool today.
Yes, it's nice in the sun.
Yes.
But it is only April. Right.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, so you can see this is now thickened up. It's not going to thicken up anymore. I now need to whisk in my butter. I've got enough hands here. There we go. Literally just whisk it in. I don't know if you've ever made fudge. Very similar, just to cream it up at the end.
And because you've done it in big blocks, it helps cool it back down again.
Yes.
As opposed to small blocks, which would whisk in easier.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't achieve the chilliness that we want out of this as quickly as possible, really. Only because I'm greedy and I want to eat some. But it's still very liquidy until it thickens up. As I said, it's a custard. Very liquid, hot custard. sets it a trifle, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, I was waiting for the trifle.
No, I was holding myself back.
Well, you know.
Yes, just in case you was going to say. I was waiting for you actually to say about trifle and go, oh, I'll actually make you one day soon.
It's not your birthday soon. I'm not making you one soon.
Got to try it though. Really got to try it.
Got to try it, but right now. Okay.
Because you know when it's right, when your face sort of like shrivels up like a walnut.
If it's really, really lemony.
Yes.
Oh.
Your face didn't swivel up like a walnut, so obviously it's not strong enough. It smells really, really nice, doesn't it?
Your face is, there, the walnut. I know.
My mouth juice provider is working overtime now.
I know, so's mine
Where's
still.
the fire? That's awesome. I love lemon curd.
Yes.
Lemon curd tarts.
No.
I like lemon curd tarts.
Yes. Be a waste
Jam
of
tarts.
Be a waste of lemon curd.
Yeah, but I'm not so keen on jam tarts. But I like lemon curd tarts.
Okay. Random. Get that in a jar.
Near my belly.
Okay. I've disinfected, whatever you call it. It's not called disinfection. Sterilised. That's the word. Sterilised some jars. Hopefully more jars than I need, because there's nothing worse than getting towards the end and going, I need another jar. I'll get some of this put away.
Oh, that's our neighbours just come back.
Yes.
One of these jars is going to them.
It is.
Don't know if I've ever had lemon curd before.
No. That was coming out wider than I was expecting. I'm not able to get it in that jar
Okay.
without spilling it, so I've got to find a funnel.
Okay, no. Right, well, that's it. That's lemon curd made.
Yes, sorry. There you go. That's lemon curd made.
Then it goes in the refrigerating device. Well, you leave it to cool first, then in the fridge.
Yes. If you don't want it lumpy, like you saw I was pouring it in, it was lumpy, that's because of all the zest that I put in. You could, at this point, whilst it's still warm, strain it. But you're going to get an awful lot more flavour out of this, having the zest in it. So, enjoy if you try it, and let us know how you get on.
Yes, and we'll let you know what our neighbours thought of it.
Yes.
At some point.
Well, that escalated.
Yes.
This is from our Spanish neighbours that we've been doing the plate exchange of different things to try.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, the last time we took a plate, we took lemon curd
Yes.
that we made, or Lillian made, and bacon that I made, the honey bacon, that you may have already seen on videos or you're about to. It depends on how this all works out. So this is a traditional Alicantian take on a couscous, is it?
That's what he said, yes.
Yeah. And this is their own words. This
Yep.
is their... So it's lamb,
Yep.
pig's trotters,
Yes.
which I've never tried other than in jelly. That we're making jelly. Mortacea sausage, is that correct? The blood sausage.
Morcilla.
Morcilla, yeah. Chickpeas, cabbage, carrots and onions. Sultanas,
Yes.
I guess they're for this.
Yeah.
Fried onions,
Yes.
again. And this is an extra sauce, a liquid. In case we need this, we would prefer this a little bit wetter. Now, it was also said that this is more picante,
Yeah.
so potentially Lillian wouldn't like it. And Rafa looked at me and smiled and said, "This is for you."
Yeah.
So, right, we're going to have to give it a try.
Absolutely. Wow.
I know, and then we're going to have to think from the suggestions we've had off people what
when
we're
you
going to do now, because this is a meal as opposed to
Just
a taste.
I know, a taste of something. Yeah, blown away. Absolutely blown away.
Absolutely. Right, what would you like to try? first.
Some of the chickpeas. Because that'll then tell me what the sauce is like.
I don't think it will be spicy because the rest of the family are not too keen on the spice.
Oh. There's a really nice, sorry, it wasn't a not nice. There's a herb in there, I don't know what it is. Nutmeg, I think, or spice
yes,
or
he
something.
did when he was describing something before this morning when he popped around. He
Nutmeg.
did say about nutmeg, yeah, I believe. Okay. And so this is lamb.
Your favourite.
My absolute favourite. I'm feeding Lillian because
You eat it.
she's only got one hand. What do you think?
That's good.
Oh yeah. This lamb is my favourite. And the trotter is more for the flavouring and the jelly. Yeah, it's all bones and everything. Right, let me try.
Really good.
It is really good. Cabbage. Mega. Absolutely fantastic. We'll go on with that.
Yep.
But
Try
now,
the couscous, because you know I tried couscous
I've
before.
never ever had couscous. Never. I guess it's a texture thing. It has got flavour. I don't know what.
It hasn't got a lot of flavour of its own.
No. And olives I don't like.
I need this putting into it for flavour.
Do you think? Well, let me just that. Oh,
No, you'll lose it all in there.
oh yeah.
That was a daft thing to do.
That is absolutely fantastic. I don't think you'll deal with the spice. So now I know why I had that childish glint in his eye.
Oh, no, not for me. Wow. Right, well, we are going to sit down and
share this.
Share this, absolutely. Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, that was absolutely delicious. Couscous is not for me. It tasted really nice, but it's a texture thing. I didn't like it. But Lillian enjoyed it. And now we really have got to think of something else to make for them. But it's going to have to be a meal as opposed to just a thing. I know, classic English breakfast. No, Lillian's certainly shaking her head. Bacon, egg, chips and beans. Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. They haven't provided me with anything to help me out with my debilitated arm. So I had already gone on Amazon before I went for my operation. I went on subreddit to see what you ought to get. And they suggested that I got a bag to put over my arm so I can shower. As you can tell, my hair, I'm desperate for a shower. And look what came in the post. There we go.
It's a big shoe.
I can't get it to work. There we go. That's that for a big shoe. And I'm supposed to fit my arm into that. It's going to be airtight. I think it might also be blood stopping. Never mind water stopping.
That's it.
But there we go. A big shoe or a very funny shaped condom.
You can't say that.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But look, it's so funny. So your hand is this mess. Look, there's a thumb. There's a thumb spot.
Yeah. Well,
That's going to make all the difference. This is just a fist. It just needs to go in there. But no, it's the little thumb.
it's just, to me, it just looked like a weird shape, a very large comedy shoe. Maybe it's so clowns can walk in the rain and not get their shoes damaged.
Oh, it's for a special clown shoe that this little bit.
Okay, so you're going to have to. Fortunately, we don't have anybody staying in the caves, you're going to have to use one of the cave showers because they're much bigger than the shower we have upstairs.
Yes.
You're going to need the room.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to have to help you get that on.
Yes.
But obviously I don't need to help you shower.
No.
But I will be around in case you do need a hand.
And then you'll just help me take it off because this is just going to want to tear this bandage off at the top because it's not that tight at the top.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite something to take it off.
Yes. Okay, we just thought we'd share this clown shoe protector.
Weird shaped condom.
You can't say that.
I did. We got it on.
Yes. It was a bit of a struggle to start with. We had to have about 4 or 5 attempts just because of the limited movement of Lillian's arm, and that's quite rigid.
Yes.
But it seals really, really well. Right.
And look, I'm going to use the thumb hole.
With your clown shoe. Okay. Right.
I need a shower because it's getting hot in here.
I bet it is. It'd be like a little mini arm greenhouse. Maybe poke a few holes in it, let some air in.
Good idea.
Well, the weedy killer has definitely worked. I need to get down there, but as I said, it's a bit too dangerous at the minute. But I will wend my way down. Hopefully that's it for the rain. Every time I think it's going to not rain, it does again. So Fig's doing well. Getting loads of figlets again this year. Just need to keep on top of these branches going up. Now I don't know if it's advisable to cut them off now it's spring because of bugs. So I don't know. Anyway, looking good. In addition, this olive tree is absolutely laden with flowers this year. Whoa, that's brilliant. And its partner in crime, exactly the same. So hopefully, as long as that dog there and that dog there leave these trees alone, we'll definitely have olives up here. Unfortunately, we had a look the other day, those trees are not got flower buds on them yet, and none of these do either. But that doesn't mean anything. They're more shaded than these. It just is like that. When it's bright sunshine, it's not quite as bright sunshiny down there because of all the other trees and everything as it is up here with this white. We also will eventually have to go and trim that bottom field where these flowers are, but we're keeping them for the bees at the moment and the butterflies and everything. We are determined not to have the ground turned anymore, but we'll cut back, and hopefully all that lot, once it dies down after it's been cut, will start to rot and go into the land, therefore making the land potentially more fertile.
¿Pero aquí en la Legueña?
Sí, yo hago clases privadas para la gente aquí, pero también soy un profesor para un cole en Elche y lo hacemos online. Así que tengo alumnos en Madrid y Barcelona.
Muy bien.
Ah, mira, yo soy un poco así, I'm a little bit like that now.
¿Pero tienes dolor?
No, no al momento porque tengo pastillas de paracetamol y tal y cual.
¿Pero estás tomando mucho?
Al momento sí, por la noche.
Vale.
Al primer del día está más o menos sin problema, pero...
That was your biggest concern, the tattoo being cut?
Yes.
Oh, that's not big.
Oh, wow.
Muy bien.
Mucho más pequeño que yo creía con este.
Esto,
ella me dijiste que cuando lo abrió, when she opened it, I know. I can't watch
Te
that.
da...
It's fine.
Yeah.
Muy bien.
Thanks for watching Tales from the Cave Side. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Drop us a like and leave us a comment. See you on the next one.